On Father's Day 2019, I like to give a heart. Every time I speak, I try to speak from the heart. In this country now, the father of the nation is Dr. Hubert Minnis. And he got all kind of honorable. They put honor on top of honorable in Dr. Minnis' name. He's prime minister. Forget about the governor general. That's just a sitting nothing right there. That's a nothing position. He's the prime minister. So I consider him the father of the Bahamas for this 5 years. He has awesome responsibility. And on Father's Day, I just want to say this to Dr. Minnis. As your father, you're responsible for the spending of your kids. That's Bahamian. And should a responsible father throw monies away just because his children give it to him, the children of the Bahamas that pays the tax? Should you just take the tax money that they give you and throw it away? And what I see coming up here from the so-called announcement of the next governor general, that is throwing money away. And I say that because I met C.A. Smith for the first time in my life during the candidates committee. He was in charge of selecting who would run in North Abaco. And one thing we noticed when we sit at the table, Steve Pedikin, Gary Smith, Kai Mills, and Darren Henfield, that C.A. Smith spent 90% of the time sleeping. That was in the room there down by O.C. Car Rentals where we had that little nothing meeting. And then we went to the ballpark in Treasure Key where C.A. Smith was going to introduce the candidates to the community. And again, C.A. Smith was sleeping. I don't know why in Abaco the air is a little different here, so you could speak so much clearer. And for most incidents, everybody just shut up. Nobody says nothing. I am black-eyed because I speak out, but speak out I will, speak out I shall. For when I passed through this life, they said there's somebody that was trying to make it better for the Bahamas. One wise president of the United States said, do not ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And if Dr. Hubert Minnis, them Huberts, boy, I'm telling you, appoint C.A. Smith as Governor General of this country, you're wasting the taxpayers' money. Only person's gonna benefit from that appointment is C.A. Smith. Another bunch of money for pension. And at C.A.'s age, I don't think he's going to even live long enough to enjoy the pension. Look at the now Governor General, Miss Pinling. She's getting a husband pension and she's getting a pension. Is that fair to the Bahamian people on Father's Day? How long do you expect C.A. Smith to be Governor General? Then we got to put somebody else up there and give them pension. That is unacceptable for a responsible father like the Prime Minister. Why in this country, if Tynecrest look at the budget and he could see all these brutes that we have to pay all these pension to that not even deserving of it, and then the Bahamian people brought the FNM in here to stop the bleeding. And I'm so shocked to see that the FNM doing the same thing that the PLP do. All these persons, I was again shocked in Abaco because we don't know all the stuff going on, that they're paying people all these money, 60, 70, 80,000 to be on these boards. And the boards may meet twice a month. If these persons really had country first, they would sit on these boards without any monies, because all these persons that they pick has a career, have money. Why did the FNM government continue the bleeding of the monies by paying these people to sit on these nothing boards? They bring nothing to the table. And one MP told me, talking to him, oh, the PLP got theirs, so why shouldn't the FNM people get theirs? Boy, that's a stinking bad attitude. You knew and you know, according to your words, the PLP got theirs, the FNM got theirs. Now time for the FNM people to get theirs. That ain't gonna help the country. That will never help the country. The responsible thing to do is to say, do we need these persons on these board? Is the board functioning better with these persons? Can we better spend these monies? And look at, Mr. Turnquest, the amount of monies that we're paying in salaries. That's almost 3/4 of your budget on pension, on top of pension. Some people got 3 pension. That is unacceptable for a small, growing, poor nation. Then we're back to C.A. Smith. C.A., you listen to my chat. I see you there every time listening. You ain't got no grandchildren or great-grandchildren, eh? Carry them fishing. Teach them how to sail. Teach them how to plant mango trees, cassava tree, dilly tree, sapodilly tree. Stay, CA, or the governor's mention. You only gonna go up there and sleep yourself to death and burden this country more down with bills. How much accolades are you gonna put on one man while he's living? And this would help the country. A good, responsible prime minister would sit down and say, by me appointing C.A. Smith, is that going to benefit the country, or that just going to benefit some FNM cronies down the road? How old is C.A. Smith? How long can he function? I can tell you 2 years ago, he wasn't functioning in Abaco. Whenever you could pick somebody with ain't sit at the table in Abaco for 35 years, CAU was a failure right then. And then the hard part about it is that y'all picked Darren Henfield, and Darren Henfield couldn't even vote for himself. Y'all is a disgrace to this country. But nobody never looked at that. Kai Mills was in there, spending his money and his time trying to promote Hubert Ingram. I serve as chief counselor. I serve as the president of the Basketball Association, father to many, send many to college, president of the Softball Association. So I did my time, and when it was time to go up the ladder of another service, because all the member of parliament is service. And you know how you know you didn't do service? If you did your job as member of parliament, you don't have to fret about when election come, because people recognize, even a dog, if the owners don't treat them well, they'll go next door. And the other people will come by, they will think that dog belongs to the people that have the dog, but that's the neighbor's dog. But because the neighbors were so no good, the dog left. So the same thing as member of parliament. If you don't treat your people well, if you're not there, you will not get reelected. And as a father figure in Abaco, I look at this. 35 years, Hubert gone. Then after Hubert, he brought Greg Gomez. Greg gone. Then they brought Renato Curry. I see Renato Curry during the election or after the election. He's gone back to Nassau. Hubert in Nassau. Then immediately after the election, I saw the back of Darren Henfield. I see more of the back of Darren Henfield than the front of Darren Henfield. So Darren gone, back to Nassau. Kai Mills, still in Abaco, still trying to make the best of a bad situation. Still trying. And you know when you have fatherly figure, they're still begging me to try to come and run this association. I spent my time and my money. I become a selfish father. Now it's about Kai Mills. Thousands of dollars I spent. None of my basketball players ever had to find monies to travel. Monies was always there because how you run the association. Then I look at the township of Dundastan as a father. There is nobody, and I'm saying even Hubert Ingram. I put him right there. He was prime minister of this country 3 times. And Hubert's biggest constituency was Dundastan and Central Pine. Can anybody in those constituency see of any monies that Hubert spent out of pocket to make the life of his biggest constituents better? I could be braggadocious on Father's Day. I have been a father to Dundastan and his people. Some will think otherwise, but there's nobody in my lifetime has spent out of pocket to make their community better than Kai Mills. You name one, let him step up and say different. I could say I've been a true father to the people of my district. Happy Father's Day for those of you that's trying to catch up. C.A. Smith, take your great-grandchildren fishing. Dr. Minnis, catch yourself. Stop bleeding the country's purse by putting somebody that ought to be in retirement long time in the governor's chair. Only you're doing it for pension. How much pension should we give C.A. Smith? How much money should we continue to throw away in this country? Catch yourself. It's Father's Day, Dr. Minnis. C.A. Smith, you should say to Dr. Minnis, I've done my thing. I spent my time. Let some younger person that could stay there a little longer and make some contribution. Only contribution you can make up there is sleep. You'll be sleeping good. Sleep in Grand Bahama. Stay out of the governor's chair. This is my Father's Day request. Kai Case. That's why I said, stop wasting the people's money during the people's time. Happy Father's Day. You're live on WCAY.